everyone, my name is Analiese. I want to welcome you all to my new episode of Analiese in the City, where we have the pleasure of speaking with Aparna Dasgupta, who is a business and marketing strategist. So today we're going to speak to her about her opinions about living the dream and just talking a little bit about what her dream is right now. And Miss Aparna, would you consider yourself living the dream right now?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes.
What determines that for you?
Living the dream for me is doing, something that I'm happy to wake up doing every day, which is a lot more than a lot of people can say for their corporate jobs, or that I could say for mine in the past.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you, did you do jobs in the past that helped you figure out you weren't exactly living your dream, or what you thought was your dream?
Yes. The funny thing is, all the jobs and work I've done before at some point was my dream. But you figure out as you go that not everything about that dream is quite right or quite what you need, or maybe it was a dream from 10 years ago, and when you finally got there you're like, man, this is kind of crummy, or there's something better. And I tend to be in that latter camp of what's next? How can I take this accomplishment and how can I head to the next one and make it even better?
Yeah, a lot of people, when they think about chasing their dreams and they don't make it right away, like they do it and like you, they realize it's not what they want, they just stop. And like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Some people just stop. Mm-hmm. What made you keep going?
Well, I admit I've stopped too in the middle. There's been years in between dreams, if you will. There's been years of just recovery from chasing a dream, because you can burn yourself out pretty hard chasing something. It's an up and down thing. There's no constant forward motion at all.
Like I said, I do have a couple friends who are just kind of really stuck, and they talk to me and they sound really discouraged. So yeah, I know we're generally speaking about dreams, but
yeah, no, it's true though. People feel really discouraged because statistics all say that 90% of businesses fail, and like all the odds are against you, and a lot of the time it's just that people aren't plugged into the right network or haven't met the right person who can help them take that dream to the next level.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so we have exciting news. Aparna has actually been featured in the latest issue of Cosmo magazine. Girl, talk to us about this.
Yeah, it was really amazing opportunity to talk to women, especially being the readership of Cosmo, about getting paid what you're worth and negotiating and not taking any less than what you deserve, because there's always more where that came from. Mm-hmm. They had a topic, and anyone who was willing to speak on that topic was invited to contact the editor. And
do you remember that topic?
Oh yeah, it was about the paycheck, confessing your salary and your career history and whatnot. And it was really funny because when I first saw that posting, I said, oh, that doesn't apply to me. I don't have a career anymore. And I slept on it. And I said, what are you talking about? I have the best career story possible. True. I mean, it's all about your perception and your perspective. I literally was going to turn down an opportunity for press, and because I thought I didn't fit the definition of the person they were looking for. Mm-hmm. In reality, I had to take a step back and think to myself, wait a minute, what do they actually want? Do they only want women who are in corporate jobs? No. They did not say that. Mm-hmm. It's very easy for us to think that things don't apply to us and actually disregard opportunities because we think we're not right for them. It's just so funny that was what I thought, and then I wrote into her telling her in one paragraph my story so she could evaluate. She wrote back literally within a couple hours and said, I have to tell your story, and then she put me on the first page of the article.
Wow. You see, that's amazing. Aparna actually has had many years of experience in the fashion industry. She's done jobs where she's put on fashion shows for up-and-coming designers. So she has a lot of fashion experience. So for her to be calling her business, the Lifestylist, it totally makes sense. The job before your parents stopped talking to you, what did you do before then?
Well, for the past decade or so, I worked in corporate fashion industry, and I worked as a brand manager, which is a term for product manager, marketing manager, brand manager, people manager, everything manager, basically.
So you realized that you were more of a in front of the scenes person, dealing with people versus being behind the scenes, not really seeing what's going on.
That's an interesting way of putting it. I actually still consider myself a very behind the scenes person. But when it comes to the impact of my work, I need to feel the impact of my work by actually dealing with my customer directly. Brands have a certain level of celebrity, businesses have a certain level of celebrity, and everything needs to be more accessible now, because if it's not accessible, people don't trust it.
Meaning, like, people have to be more open about the people
what's going on,
who are working in the company.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And people like to see the behind the scenes. The younger generations now, they want to know where things come from, and then they vote with their money based on if they like the story.
That's very true.
You know?
That is very true.
So if you're not putting a story out there, you're not even attracting that customer.
Interesting. Very interesting, actually. I know that my sister, she tells me that she hates social media because you have to reveal so much about yourself to people now, but that's where we have to go as far as businesses, startups.
Yes, definitely. I hated social media too, and I can't say I love it right now or anything. But it's a tool, and it's a playing field that if we're going to play the game, we're going to play it in the field.
We gotta change with the times.
Exactly. You keep up with it. You like resisting it. Have fun.
No one's gonna care.
You are making it harder for yourself if you resist it.
Wow.
So yeah, even someone like me who notoriously, hated social media. I was a very late adopter compared to most people. Only got on about 2-3 years ago. But quickly realized that this is the new advertising. Social media is new advertising. It's the place where everyone is hanging out already. You have to go to them.
Yeah. Very interesting. See, this is like groundbreaking for me. This is awesome. Cool. So yeah, if you want to receive some consultation from Aparna, you can definitely check out the link below. We'll provide that right there. Just last words as far as her speaking to someone that knows that they have a dream inside, too scared to start, too scared to make a move. What do you have to say for that person?
Put it on paper, write it down. That's the first step to making it real. Once you do that, think of what the smallest, tiniest first step is that you could take and go do it. If you can't do that, the rest will not follow. So get over the smallest tiny hurdle you can and build from there.
All right, so there you have it. This concludes our episode with Aparna. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, we're out. Woo.